is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are so.
We welcome you to Philadelphia and Citizens Bank Park for the first time here in 2016 as the Braves and Phillies meet in their second series of this young season. It's a beautiful night for baseball, and the Phillies are one of the game's big surprises. Hi again, friends. Joe and Chip. Welcome to the ballpark, where who would have thought the Philadelphia Phillies in full rebuild mode would be one game out of first place here on May the 20th, a position the Braves would like to be in, quite frankly. But both teams building around young pitching, and we've got a great matchup in Game 1 tonight.
We got a great matchup tonight, and the Phillies are getting good pitching. They're not scoring a whole lot more runs than the Atlanta Braves, but they are hitting a few home runs, and that helps. The matchup tonight, Matt Whistler against Aaron Nola. Both young guys trying to establish themselves in the National League as two of the preeminent right-handers in the National League. And certainly Aaron Nola's numbers back up what he's been doing. His last 5 starts, he's gone 3-0. The team has won all 5 of those starts, and he's got a sub-1 whip. He's not letting anybody on base. Matt Whistler, you know, he's the tough luck guy. He's got 1 win. He ought to have 3 or 4 by now with any run support at all. He's been pitching great.
And he had a great outing last time out against the Royals, a game the Braves lost in heartbreaking fashion in extra innings. Let's see if Matt can get off to a good start. It's a battle of 2 terrifically talented young right-handers. The young guns square off in a Game 1 showdown next. It's the Braves and the Phillies, two clubs that are really constructed remarkably similarly here in 2016. Excellent starting pitching, not much offense. The advantage for the Phillies, their bullpen has been lights out this year. Let's hope Atlanta doesn't have to face their big three late on a beautiful night for Game 1 at Citizens Bank Park. 73 degrees, wind is blowing east at 2 miles an hour, maybe picking up just a touch. The Braves enter play tonight with a 2-5 road trip. If they can sweep the Phillies, they'd finish with a 500 journey to Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and now Philadelphia. Atlanta comes in at 10-30 on the year. Brian Snitker's shuffled up his lineup card yet again. Ender Inciarte leads off. Gordon Beckham will bat second. Nick Markakis will be the cleanup hitter. 4 straight left-handed bats with the switch-hitting Eric Ibar back after the chicken bone incident yesterday. Whistler hits 8th, and Malik Smith will be in center field, and he'll hit 9th, and the Braves have their hands full because Aaron Nola has emerged as an ace for the Phillies.
Absolutely, he has, and he just out of the 2014 draft out of LSU. He was the #1 pick by the Phillies, which was the 7th pick overall. Got off to a slow start this year, but as I said, his last 5, he's been almost unhittable. In those 5 starts, he's given up only 5 runs in 34 innings, 6 walks, and 35 strikeouts in those 35 innings. He's been unbelievable his last 5. He is 22 years old, be 23 next month, 6'2", 195, out of Baton Rouge, and if anything exemplifies how important it is to pick the right guy when you've got a high draft pick in June, it's this guy who was taken 7th, and he's already contributing in a major way in the big leagues for Philadelphia.
Here's the defense behind the Phillies. Goodell, Herrera, and Borges left to right in the outfield. Goodell hit a home run, his first in the big leagues. Here against the Marlins on Wednesday. You know all about Freddie Galvis, who really can pick it at shortstop. Cameron Rupp is behind the plate, and Michael Franco is the man at third base. Pete Mackanin is the manager of the Phillies. I think you'd have to say he's an early candidate for manager of the year this year.
No doubt. He's doing a great job, and the Phillies are exceeding expectations. Some would say playing way over their head. Well, maybe they're not. Who knows? They're only a game out of first.
3 times Pete Mackanin has been an interim manager in the major leagues, and the Phillies hired him full-time after doing a great job with their club after Ryan Sandberg resigned last year. So here we go. Game 1 at Citizens Bank Park. Ender Inciarte is ready to go against Aaron Nola. And the first pitch is off the glove of Franco. Galvis at short recovers, and Inciarte puts it in play, and he's aboard to start the first inning. And that's an error on Franco. Wow. His third.
Can't catch a break with the official scores. In on the grass, gets a hot shot hit to him. That's a tough break for Ender, but a good start for the Braves. Nola, that 3/4 arm delivery makes it tough on right-handers. Low 90s, 90 to 92, but an outstanding curveball and changeup.
Gordon Beckham has been swinging a hot bat for the Braves. He has 8 hits on the road trip in 21 at-bats. You heard Brian Snitker say on Braves Live he is experimenting with his lineup card because he wants to see everybody play. He's trying to acclimate himself to the 25-man roster. So right now, Joe, I think it's safe to say we might see some mix and match type lineups until Brian finds a combination that he thinks can work on a consistent basis.
I don't blame him. Why not? Talked at the beginning of the year, talked in spring training about opportunity. Chance for some guys who have gotten up to slow start to kind of start fresh and try to get going again.
Well, Gordon's taken advantage of his playing time. He's knocked in 8 runs. Although he missed a couple of weeks with a hamstring pull suffered down in Miami. 2 balls, no strikes. If there has been an issue for Nola, at times he has trouble in the first inning. We know about the Braves' troubles pitching in the first inning. And the correct count is what you see on your screen. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-0 is listed here at the ballpark, and a base hit by Beckham up the middle. Inciarte will stop at second, 2 on, and nobody out.
Boy, Gordon is really swinging the bat well. Got a change up, didn't miss it, came right back to him. Good start.
So Atlanta has the right guy at the right time. Freddie Freeman is 6 for 12 against the Phillies this year at the plate with 2 solo homers. Freddie, though, on the trip, Joe's had a bit of strikeout-itis.
Goes in stretches for him like that. All 6 of his homers, I believe, are solo shots. Be a good time for a long ball with somebody on.
That pitch missed high, I guess. Freeman ahead now, 2 balls, no strikes.
Fox track showed it came back to the corner, so Freddie may have caught a break there.
Right back up the middle. Galvis is going to take it to the second base bag for the first out. Nola had to get out of the way of that screaming Mimi back through the box. There's the first out of the inning, and Braves runners are at the corners with 1 out. And that'll bring up Nick Markakis, who's the cleanup man tonight.
His numbers with guys on base are what have made his year so far. 389 mark. Of course, he leads the team by a wide margin in RBIs thanks to hitting for such a high number with men on base. 22 RBIs. The next highest total is 11.
So he's got him first and third, 1 out. And that missed low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Sam Holbrook is the home plate umpire tonight. Jerry Davis is the crew chief. Rob Drake and Carlos Torres also on the base paths tonight. Swing and a miss. There's that curveball.
Big hook.
Braves have been hitting a lot more home runs. They had 6 of them against the Pirates. Now his home run total now up to 15. 10 of them have been solo shots. Back-to-back breaking balls has Nola ahead of Nick Markakis here.
Trying to get that back foot, trying to get him to swing over the top of it, and he did twice.
Everything in on Markakis.
The danger of that pitch in this situation is with the runner being held at first. If you don't make a real good pitch down and in, chance for Nick to pull it in the hole.
Fought off the breaking ball to stay alive. It's 2-2. Inciarte reached on an error. Beckham singled him to second. And Markakis, a ground ball hit towards second. There's one. What a play by Galvis to somehow handle that wide throw, touch the bag, and throw a strike to first. That was some kind of athletic play at second. And Atlanta out of luck in the top of the first inning. First and third, one out, could not break through. Here come the Phillies in the bottom of the first inning against Braves right-hander Matt Wisler.
Matt, 23 years old, 6'3", 205. Last 4 road starts, 2-1 with a good 2.22 ERA and averaging pitching into the 8th inning on all 4 of those road starts. He did pitch against the Phillies back on May 10th and lost that game 3-2 and went 8 innings at Turner Field on that occasion. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. He's among the league leaders in the fewest pitches per inning. He needs to do that tonight. Fast innings, hopefully here in the first to avoid any damage. And Maikel Franco had a big night against him just 10 days ago in Atlanta. Franco was 3 for 4, 2 singles and a homer. He's trying to control him tonight.
And you got to worry about Odubel Herrera. He has turned into an outstanding leadoff man for the Phillies. 6th best batting average in the National League. And he's not just going up there and swinging like that every time up. He's been very patient. In fact, Herrera already 29 walks this year. And that's 1 more walk than he had all of last season.
I asked Pete Mackanin what about this turnaround, and Pete had a very simple explanation. He said, I have a system over in the dugout, and as the ball's in flight to home plate, I yell swing or take when the ball's halfway to home. I said, well, that's working.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And yes, I'm kidding, and yes, he was laughing.
Yes. I was going to say, we've heard of some unorthodox offensive styles in Major League Baseball. That would certainly top the list if it were true.
And he said, I'm telling you that because I don't have a clue how this has happened for him. Everybody asks me, and I don't have an explanation. He's just been able to draw more walks.
2 balls and a strike. Well, if he does decide to yell at Odubel Herrera, he's bilingual, is Pete Mackanin. He is fluent in Spanish. Not sure about English, but we know he's perfect in hablang Espanol. 3 balls and a strike. And a base on balls for Herrera.
Easy to walk there.
Yeah, none of them were close.
No.
In fact, the pitch he swung at was well off the plate. So Whistler to the stretch immediately, and again, your antenna start to tingle in this first inning. That's been the problem.
I know mine do, especially when they're playing Phantom of the Opera stuff.
Here's Cesar Hernandez. Runner at first, nobody out. And he's missing the same spot.
Yeah.
AJ noticed it.
Way off. Might need to call a curveball or slider or something just to try to change his line.
Matt's had excellent control. Only 12 walks now. Didn't walk a man in Kansas City. Walks the leadoff man here for the Phillies tonight. It's a waiting game for the Phillies.
You know,
they can wait for him to throw a strike.
Throw something else. Throw a slider. Change the grip. Change your target.
That had the plate, but it was low. 3 balls, no strikes.
One of the keys right there.
Franco is on deck. The pitch. Good enough for a strike. 3-1 now. Lined off Whistler's glove. He's going to underhand flip to second and get his man. That was smoked. And he got Herrera on the forced play at second base. 1 man down.
Somehow Nola was able to avoid a line drive from Freddie Freeman. And fortunately, so was Whistler here on this line drive. And able to get the lead runner to boot.
That'll wake you up. 1 out for Franco. As Joe mentioned, he hit a home run against Matt on May the 10th. He's hit 7 home runs this year.
Phillies have 24 wins. The Braves have 10. Phillies have scored 138 or 36 runs. The Braves 128. So they've only scored 8 more runs than Atlanta, and they've actually played 1 more game. The Braves have more doubles. The Phillies have twice as many homers, 31-15.
One ball, no strikes for the Phillies third baseman. Fly ball, that's well hit toward left. That is over the head of Enciarte, who tried to deke the Phillies again. That's not going to work. Runners are at second and third with 1 out. That was a missile.
Boy, he hits the ball hard. You know what, though? He did get Hernandez to pause just for a second. Enciarte did when he set up like he was going to catch the ball. And Hernandez then had to get going to third base from a standing stop, waiting to see what was going to happen. Good play by Ender.
So here's Howard. Ryan Howard hitting just 168, but if you're a Braves fan, you know that number means nothing. This guy continues to pummel Braves pitching. He's hit one of his 8 homers against Atlanta this year. And he took a strike.
Even though he pitched well in Kansas City, Whistler gave up a run on 2 hits, including a double in the first inning, and hits again in the second and third inning, and avoided trouble. It started slowly.
Braves have a shift on for Howard. They'll concede a run for a ground ball. And quickly ahead, 0-2.
Howard's lost a little bit of playing time to a young prospect that was a former catcher named Joseph that they called up, Tommy Joseph. Howard just 1 for 11 on this homestand.
And hitless in his last 9 at-bats. There's a one-hopper that's played off the chest of Ibar. That's going to get home a run, though, as Hernandez scores. Howard drives home his 18th run, and the Phillies have taken a 1-0 lead. Franco to third on that hot smash into the shift.
That also caused Hernandez to freeze. He didn't know if Ibar was going to catch that on the line. I'm not sure he would have come home if he'd have been able to come up with it cleanly.
So Cameron Rupp is the batter. He's knocked in 9 runs. Runner at third, 2 outs in the Philly first. Rupp had the game-winning hit against the Braves on May the 12th. His 3-run double in the 10th inning propelled the Phillies to a victory in Atlanta. And this team knows how to win close games. That's another very special feature for the Phillies in their first 41 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another long first inning, though. And when I said a key was quick innings, he averages about 14 pitches per inning. He's already at 18.
That's into the third deck. And the count now 2-2. Wind is picked up. It is blowing toward left center field now. And Whistler is going to need at least 20 pitches to get out of the first. Big, strong Cameron Rupp awaits it. And it's fouled away to the right.
That was a pretty quick emergency swing there by Rupp to foul that off.
Franco at third with 2 outs. Hernandez has scored the game's first run. And a swing and a miss retires the side. A leadoff walk, a double, and a ground out. The Phillies score a first inning run. Our cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light.
There it is. The fewest pitches per inning this season. Kershaw and Sale, no surprise there at the top of the list, but Matt Whistler right in there, and so is Aaron Nola at around 14 pitches per inning. And it took Matt 20 to get through the first tonight.
Nola needed 13 to escape his first inning. An error cost him a few extra pitches, but a double play got him out of opening inning trouble. Now Kelly Johnson, A.J. Pierzynski, and Eric Ibar coming up. Kelly at 241. He's hit a homer. He's knocked in 9 runs for the Braves this year. The pitch to him is too tight. 1 ball, no strikes.
Kelly's had some good luck against Nola. 2 for 2 against him with a double. The Braves faced him 3 times last year, and Nola won 2 of them. 2-0 with a 1.42 ERA.
Just 3 earned runs in 19 innings. Now 3 earned runs in 20 head-to-head with the Braves. As Joe mentioned, #1 pick out of LSU. And fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Wow.
That wasn't close.
That wasn't a back foot slider. That was back both feet slider. Goodness. Started it right at his feet. Missed him somehow.
What a breaking ball. And Kelly didn't get it. There's the first strikeout for Nola tonight. 1 away.
Strikeout's something pretty commonplace for Phillies pitchers. They're second to the Nationals in the National League strikeout count.
Nola averaging more than a strikeout per inning pitched. He has his first, and A.J. Pierzynski digs in. A.J.'s 3 for 5 against him. And that's taken low. 1 ball, no strikes.
He's setting up that breaking ball down and in really well, though, with a fastball that he's throwing like a 2-seamer that's coming back over, trying to make it come back over the inside corner like that one. So if he starts at that breaking ball in generally the same spot, then you think it's going to be another fastball and swing over the top.
What I like so much about Matt Whistler, and from what we've seen from Nola, for young pitchers, they have a really good idea of how to pitch. They're not just up there throwing fastball after fastball, although Matt did in the first inning throw an awful lot of them that missed. Both really good control at such tender times in their careers. Pop up into right center field. Borges and Herrera. It's Odubel making the play. He's got it. 2 outs. Phillies have a couple of center fielders in their outfield. Peter Borges was a center fielder with the Angels and the Cardinals. He's playing right field this year. And here's Eric Ibar. Have a feeling Cameron Rupp's asking him how his throat is today.
Oh, so I saw Eric after the game last night and shook my head. I said something to him about being all right, and he just shook his head and rolled his eyes like, what next?
There's a bunt, and it's a beauty. Franco off balance throw. It's going to be late, and Ibar with his 3rd bunt hit of the year. Flies down the line. That's the 2nd Atlanta hit of the game.
It was an excellent bunt. And earlier in the inning, this would have been an awesome move. But with the pitcher batting 8th, you've reached first base. The bonus is you've cleared the pitcher for next inning. That's about all I can make out of that.
Yeah, he's not going to steal a base or try to here.
I wouldn't think so, not with the pitcher up.
And you're not counting on Matt to rip an extra base hit, but we'll see how it works out. Matt's 1 for 13 at the plate with 5 strikeouts so far on the year. And Franco at third. He'll get a friendly hop. He'll whip it across to first. And the side is retired. Nothing doing for the Braves in the second. 1-0 Phillies lead it.
Baseball is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. And Synovus, the bank of here.
Hey, the Phillies are having Bark in the Park night tonight.
There's a beauty.
That dog's getting laughed at by all the other dogs.
Yeah, he really is enjoying that fanatic thing, isn't he? Uh-oh, got a little problem here.
It's great.
It'll be all right. Oh, I like it. He's got his Darren Dalton jersey on.
So to the second we go. Freddie Galvis will lead things off for the Phillies. Goodell, then Nola against Matt Whistler. Let's see if Matt has an easier time of it after throwing 21 pitches officially in that first inning. Braves ERA in the first 7.20 coming into play tonight. And the number that worries you about that is the Braves are 2-22 when the opponent scores first.
Well, not just that, but it uses up your bullpen because you wind up using more pitches. It shortens your outing. The Braves are having to make a lot of maneuvers with their bullpen to bring in some guys for long relief, just as they did today.
Joel De La Cruz was brought up. John Gant was sent back to AAA. And Cruz provides starting ability, long relief ability. Atlanta has not yet announced who will pitch the finale of the road trip here on Sunday afternoon. That announcement will soon be made by Brian Snitker sometime tomorrow. Galvis at 238. And he takes a ball high. Philadelphia has a top prospect by the name of J.P. Crawford. He was the number 6 overall prospect in the game, rated by Baseball America. He just got moved up to AAA today. And he becomes the second youngest player in the International League behind Ozzie Albies of the Gwinnett Braves. And the thinking is when Crawford's ready, Galvis might move to second, and Crawford can play short. Swing and a miss. Tipped into AJ's glove. Whistler struck him out.
We reminded fans of this when the Phillies were in Atlanta. Remember how great Galvis played at second base when Chase Utley was going through all of his knee problems. He can certainly handle it if that's what they decide to do.
So Whistler struck out his last 2 hitters, and former Rule 5 pick Tyler Goodell stands in. Boy, the Phillies have done an excellent job of selecting Rule 5 players. Odubel Herrera was taken in the Rule 5 pick 2 years ago. Goodell taken this year from the Tampa Bay organization. Never played above Double-A, and he's holding his own, Joe, hitting .262.
Slow start, but he's beginning to make adjustments and figure it out. And he's gone 10 for 21 on this homestand, so I'd say that's a nice recovery.
And Whistler got him with a breaking ball. He struck out 3 consecutive men, so the man they call the commish is out number 2 in the inning. And now Matt can have an easy frame if he can take care of Aaron Nola, who's 1 out of 16 with 9 strikeouts as a hitter. Popped up, and Freddie Freeman backpedals. He says he's got it. He does, and boy, Matt Whistler needed that, didn't he?
Yes, he
9
did.
pitches, gets him 3 outs, and we're off to the 3rd inning.
The Braves 1-0 going into the 3rd inning. And guys, you were talking a little bit about the roster changes that happened today. We were talking to the interim manager, Brian Snitker, earlier today, and he was saying that Gant was optioned back down to AAA because he did throw 40 pitches yesterday, so he will not be available. You know, they said that that also kind of leaves Bud to get 1 more day of rest. They still have not announced that starter for Sunday. He said we can expect that later tonight or tomorrow. But De La Cruz, he had nothing but good things to say about him. You know, he said he's a power arm. He said he's a really good guy, and just one of those guys that you like to have around in the clubhouse because he brings a little more oomph to everybody in there.
You know what's cool about that, Kelsey, is that when they start trying to consider somebody to switch places, Brian knows all those guys down there. He's watched them all work down at Gwinnett, so he's familiar not only with their ability but their personality, so that's a bonus.
So Brian Snitker hoping the Braves can get this thing tied or give him a lead heading to the 3rd inning. I would say that Brian Snitker's never going to forget his first 3 major league games as a manager, is he?
No.
7 runs in the 1st inning in game 1. He won game 2 behind that great start in Pittsburgh, and then yesterday 5 early runs allowed by Mike Fultonevich brings him to Philadelphia for his 4th game as a big league skipper. Alex Smith drags it. Nola picks it up and flips to first. And Howard, did he hold the bag? Holy cow, Ryan Howard caught it and got that foot out of the way so quick it almost looked like he came off the bag too soon.
Gosh, I thought he beat it anyway. Alex and Eddie Perez are waiting for Brian Snitker to make a decision here. I think he beat it.
I do too.
And I love seeing him drag the ball to the first base side. Remember, the ball has to be in the glove, not just within the sides of the glove.
And Brian Snitker gets word from Buddy Carlisle and Rob Smith. He wants this one reviewed. I think you're right. Alex Smith should have a bunt single to start the third inning. I think that's the first time he's tried to drag a bunt.
I do too.
Howard, as we slow it down, kept his toe on the bag. The question is there enough evidence to change the call, which was out at first base by Jerry Davis? Let's see this angle.
I thought this was definitive. The ball, you can see, is still not into the pocket of the glove right there when he steps on the bag. And by rule, that's a base hit.
So the verdict is in and he is safe. So Brian Snitker wins that challenge. The call is overturned. It's a bunt hit from Alex Smith.
Way to go, Buddy Carlisle.
So the Braves have 2 bunt hits in tonight's ball game. Ibar had the first. It did clear the pitcher, and now a chance for some speed, a little contact, and a little pressure on this Phillies defense. Inciarte slapped one toward Michael Franco at third base and reached on an error to start the game. And Alex is still learning his way around the National League. But maybe a bit of a tactical advantage for him now. This is the second time he's seen the Phillies. First time, though, he's seen Nola. He's 6 out of 11 in stolen base attempts. He has a big lead. And Ender took outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Rupp has not had near the success of a Cervelli or certainly a Salvador Perez that we saw in Kansas City. Rupp has only thrown out 2 runners in 14 attempts. But a career 31% caught stealing rate.
1 ball, no strikes. And fouled away. Here's another stat for you. This positivity, Gretchen Caney tells me that in game 41, that was the first challenge that the Braves won all year.
Is that right?
The first one.
Doesn't mean that's the only one they were right about.
Right.
How about that? Well, here's hoping the second 40 games of the season are a lot better. And get a lot more breaks than the first 40.
Little pop. Galvis on the run, but Goodell comes in left, makes the play, and Inciarte can't advance Alex Smith. 1 on, 1 out.
This was not a curveball with the hitter being behind in the count. The count was favorable to Inciarte. So if you're looking for the curveball, the idea is, and he got his foot down pretty quick, stay back, wait, be patient, and in that case Inciarte still couldn't wait.
Beckham singled his first time up.
He uses 2 different deliveries to the plate. He's got a slide step that's very quick to the plate on his release. And he also, Nola, has a high leg kick. If you guess right on the high leg kick, you got a chance.
I'll bet Don Sutton's enjoying watching Nola throw this curveball.
You know, I was just thinking the same thing with regard to how few good curveball pitchers there are. Almost everybody's a power arm slider guy.
And when you can throw it back-to-back times and it's still unhittable, that lets you know how good the pitch truly is. And he's throwing it to a man who's red hot.
And boy, did Don have a good one.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Good pitch to run on here. 2-2. He kind of wasted that fastball away. Good chance he's going to throw another curveball. And if it's not close enough to swing at, might steal second.
He's going. It is a curveball, and Beckham drills that down the left field line and pulled it foul. And the count remains 2-2. This park does favor right-hand hitters. It's a very short porch, 329 feet right down the line. 334 as it makes its way out towards center field. It's not as cozy as it used to be. They've done some work with the fences in left, but still a terrific hitter's park. 2-2 pitch. And the breaking ball got Beckham. He tipped it, and Rupp held on. 2 strikeouts for Aaron Nola. And Freddie Freeman is your hitter. It's time for our Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard.
As we said, Philadelphia second behind the Nationals in team strikeouts. All those teams out west racking them up too. Dodgers, Giants, and Padres.
It'll be interesting to see what happens out west later on tonight. You've got Jake Arrieta pitching for the Cubs, and he's facing the red-hot San Francisco Giants,
who have won 8 in a row.
High, towering fly ball right. Borges back at the warning track. That ball is going to fly out of here. Freddie Freeman with a majestic home run hit it over the scoreboard in right, and the Braves get a 2-run homer and take a lead with 2 outs.
How many? 2 runs.
2 runs with 1 swing of the bat. Only the 6th time this year that's happened.
And I think the first for Freddie. Fastball came back too much to the middle of the plate. Only the 4th home run Nola has allowed. And it was hit so high I wasn't sure it was going out. Fans were even late to stand up.
So it's 2-1 Atlanta in the 3rd inning. Nick Markakis is the batter. He hit into a slickly turned double play in the 1st inning. So Freddie Freeman has 3 homers against the Phillies this year, 3 of his 7. As many times as we play Philadelphia this year, that will be a number that I'm sure will grow dramatically. That's Freddie's 7th lifetime home run in this ballpark. This is his 50th game.
This is where he hit his first.
But that was a big boy homer. I mean, that was a mammoth home run for Freeman. This one a towering, majestic shot that ended up 4 or 5 rows up in the seats in right center. Full count pitch. And Markakis is aboard with a walk. So some trouble for Nola with 2 outs.
Only the 10th walk of the season for him.
Kelly Johnson was Nola's first strikeout victim that led off the 2nd inning. Little tapper back to the mound. Nola is out of further trouble, but Freddie Freeman with 2 outs hits a long home run to right field, a 2-run shot, and that gives Matt Whistler a 2-1 lead here in Philadelphia in Game 1. Freeman's put the Braves in front as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Matt Whistler goes back to work. He has struck out 3 of the last 4 hitters he has faced.
Every time they throw the ball around the infield between innings, Freddie throws it in, and Terry Pendleton's always been there to take that throw in. Well, Eddie Perez forgot that was his job, and
Borges lifts one toward left center, and Ciarte drifts over and in front of the 387 sign makes the play for out number 1.
All these new assignments, you can't just go to the dugout and hang out. Well, I like this for Matt after a rough first inning where he was all over the place, to have a fast second inning and a quick one pitch out here in the third. Got his groove back.
4 outs on 10 pitches. Here's Herrera. He walked to start the game. His 30th base on balls this season. And he takes a strike. We mentioned Goodell's a Rule 5 pick. Herrera was a Rule 5 pick. So is Shane Victorino for the Phillies.
That turned out okay too.
One ball, one strike. That's ripped foul past Mickey Morandini, the Phillies first base coach. Juan Samuel, the third base coach for the Titans, looks on as Herrera digs in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Out of play. It's still 1-2.
You know, kind of stealing a line from a great baseball movie. If you throw it, he will swing, especially behind in the count.
The bat ends up in the seats. Herrera will take a seat. Don't give it back. Wow, look at that face.
He is fired up. His mom and dad are just glad it didn't hit him. They're going to trade out.
That's great. What a great reaction. The bat ends up in the seats. That youngster wide-eyed like Christmas morning. And a shot to center. Keeps the inning alive for the Phillies. Cesar Hernandez has his first hit. Now Whistler has to face Franco with a man aboard and 2 out.
Tar on it or anything. You can put that on the shelf without flies getting stuck to it.
Mom's real happy about that. Franco a double his first time, was a little tardy on that pitch. Strike 1. Franco's now 5 out of 7 against Whistler. Let's see if he can improve those numbers with his 1-run lead. And he's thrown his 2 best fastballs in this sequence.
I'm just going to say he's not going to run the risk of hanging a breaking pitch or throwing a bad changeup, and with his fastball as good as it's been his last 3 or 4 starts, why not? Now he can try something different if he wants. And he hung that one, but fortunately high enough out of the zone, and he got away with it. Remember, the home run he hit off of Matt in Atlanta was a big, high hanging curveball.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Franco lost the helmet. 5 strikeouts for Matt Whistler. And surprise, surprise. Braves lead the Phillies after 3. 2-1 is your score. That youngster's having the time of his life at Citizens Bank Park. Fourth inning, it's Toyota Tweet of the Week time. Our question is, which Braves minor league prospect are you most excited about? Tweet us at Fox Sports South using #BravesFuture, and your answer could be read during our Braves Live post-game show. Ozzie Albies doubled and drove home 2 yesterday for Gwinnett. Adonis Garcia has a 13-game hitting streak for the G Braves. Dansby Swanson hit his 3rd home run, part of a 2-home-run night for Mississippi. Matt Withrow pitches for Carolina tonight. And Max Fried won his 2nd game. 1 hit, 1 unearned run in 5 innings, allowing 4 hits for Rome yesterday.
I talked to a scout today who said he had seen the Braves minor league teams, all except the one in Carolina. And he was there the night that Swanson hit a home run his first game with Mississippi. And he was talking about how this will be the first, getting to AA will be the first real challenge and test for Swanson from a competition level standpoint, because he was so good in college and really tore up the A ball. So he applied that also to Albies at age 19, that as quickly as he's moved through the system, a real test, a real step up in competition, and how the team, the organization, will be able to see just how far their progress has come already and what they need to work on.
Dansby came from Vanderbilt in the SEC, terrific baseball conference. He's now at AA. Where does college baseball rank in your mind to the professional ranks in the farm system?
I've always said AA, close to it, not across the board, but the level of competition is so good in the Southeastern Conference, in the ACC, in the Big 12, in the Pac-12. I mean, there are some really good pitchers if you're talking about where do those position players rank. So not every college player is a AA player, but the upper level college players, I think, can compete favorably in AA.
And the obvious difference is college aluminum bat, AA wood bat.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. The aluminum bat is such a huge advantage, and it's got kind of what makes scouting so difficult, and has ever since the aluminum bat was adopted.
Bouncing ball back to the mound off the bat of Eric Ibar. And he is out number 2 here in the 4th, where the Braves lead by a 2-1 count.
Yeah, and the scout I talked to is not a Braves scout. He works for another organization, and he was talking about what good prospects they are, but what what it was going to take for those two guys to compete favorably in those leagues. It was going to be, as he kept putting it, a real challenge for both of them.
And as we heard from John Hart in Pittsburgh, the Braves are going to be patient. They're going to allow these kids to grow, to develop, and they will tell the Braves when they're ready to get here so that when they get here, they can stay, right?
Brian Snitker said the same thing about Albies. I was asking him about his firsthand account of Ozzie Albies in AAA, and he said, you know, let's wait till he makes a couple of circuits through AAA where the teams see him, make some adjustments, the scouting reports get around, they start making adjustments, and then see if he makes them back. And then you'll have a better take on it.
Yeah, you almost want there to be some, I don't want to say failure, but some struggles. So
a test.
Yeah, they can be tested and learn. As that one's cut on and missed by Matt Whistler. Nola has 4 strikeouts. He has an efficient 4th inning and a good game in Philly. To go to work as the Phillies come up in the 4th inning. Howard Rupp and Freddie Galvis are due for Pete McCannon's Phillies. Whistler has struck out 5 men tonight. 2 last inning, 2 in the 2nd, and Cameron Rupp his first victim in the 1st. And Howard hits one high in the air toward right. Warning track is Markakis, and he's got room. There's the first out.
He's such a strong dude. That was all hands. Had nothing working in his lower half on that. Just flipped it out there.
Here's Rupp. Rupp and Ruiz split the catching duties for the Phillies. Ruiz had a milestone achievement. He caught his 1,000th game with the Phillies the other day. He's been a good player for a long time. And Rupp, as big as they come behind the plate. If they ever have an incident with a pitcher and a batter, I don't think they're going to get past this guy and get to the mound.
He got flattened the other day, though, by somebody from the Reds, I think, on a play at the plate.
Yeah, it was a fly ball to left and a throw to the plate, double play that ended the game, and the Phillies won by a run. He had some ankle issues after that play, but good to go now. It was Eugenio Suarez, the Reds' third baseman, that ran him over. Clean play, but the rarest of all sights, an actual collision at home plate nowadays.
Remember Randy Reddy?
Yeah.
That's too bad he and Rupp didn't play together.
Good point. Kind of mad that Darren Ruff isn't in the game on Bark in the Park night.
Good point. It sent him out. He's back in AAA.
Line drive the other way. A one-out single for the Phillies catcher Cameron Rupp, and Freddie Galvis is coming up.
If you're wondering and have never seen a pitcher do that before, after he got the ball back, Matt Wisler was signaling back to one of his middle infielders what he was saying there. If the ball's hit back to me, who's covering? And Ibar was letting him know it's you and me.
Back to the screen by Galvis for a swinging strike. It's 0-1.
He's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes now. He's getting a lot of first pitch outs. He's shortening his innings. By comparison to the first inning when he was having a little hard time with his command. Got it straightened out.
Ground ball up the middle. Ibar couldn't get it. That was sharply hit. And Rupp will stop at second. Back-to-back singles for the Phillies. And here's Goodell. Goodell struck out in the first inning. A sweeping slider took care of him. And he's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
And he certainly has lately. Last 3 games, 6 for 11 with a double and a homer. Struck out his first time up tonight, but 10 for his last 22 here on this homestand. Thanks, Ed. Just got a note here. 10 of the last 11 hitters have gotten first pitch strikes from Wisler.
Check swing. Late break by Matt. He's going to pick it up and take it to the bag himself. Rupp to third, Galvis to second. Goodell out, pitcher unassisted at first base. And now Nola, his mount opponent, stands in.
Yeah, he just didn't need, he didn't want to make a mistake to this guy with a pitcher on deck, and made a good pitch to get this out. And while it moved the runners up, don't be bothered by that. You got the pitcher up here, make a good pitch to him, or a sequence of pitches to Nola. Get out of the inning.
Smart move by A.J. Pierzynski to go to the mound. Buy a few extra breaths for Matt Wisler. And here is Aaron Nola. He looks like a different man after the first inning.
He couldn't figure out what was going wrong either. He just kept throwing it to the same spot.
AJ's got to be on his toes here, even with the catcher at third base. Rupp represents the tying run. And pitch number 55 coming up with an even count. And it was a beauty.
Well, he painted the corner there.
Little dribbler. Whistler's got this one. He'll flip to Freeman, and Matt fielded his position very well in the fourth inning and strands 2 more Phillies runners. We go to the 5th.
Braves baseball is presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
Well, the Phillies know a lot about one-run games, and tonight Matt Wisler has them on the short end of a 2-1 decision through 4 innings. He spotted him a first-inning run, but a Freddie Freeman 2-run homer in the 3rd turns things around, and they'll look for a little more against Phillies right-hander Aaron Nola. They'll start with Malik Smith, who got the Braves rally started in his first at-bat tonight.
Yeah, with a bunt single that he dragged to first, originally called out, that turned to be significant because the Braves challenged it, won the challenge, won on a review of the replay. It was determined he was actually safe, and 2 outs later, Freddie hit the homer.
So Malik's with a 7-for-21 road trip. Leads things off. Franco in at 3rd. Howard even with the bag at 1st. And that went off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, see, just the threat of the bunt after he did what he did in his first time up. Look how close Franco is. Look how close Howard is. He's actually backed up a step or 2. And he was going to try it again. He was going to try to drag it with him again.
And doesn't that make sense with the age and the physical limitations of Ryan Howard as opposed to Franco at 3rd?
That's what I said in Atlanta, that you got to know the defenders. You got to know their capabilities. And it worked his first time up, but even more than getting a hit, they cut down on the range. He cuts down the range of Maikel Franco, especially, who has no reaction time.
And we saw that with Inciarte. First pitch of the game, he hit one off Franco's glove. It's ruled an error. Smith rolls over the top. Cesar Hernandez in and flips quickly to first. 1 out.
When Ricky Henderson first came in to the league with the Oakland A's, it was amazing what challenges it presented to infielders and outfielders, whether it was him just getting on base and then challenging the pitchers and catchers trying to keep him from stealing. But it was absolutely incredible what he did to the defense all around because of his speed.
It's one of the great sayings in our sport. Speed never slumps. And because of that, you figure guys like Malik Smith can be a very valuable weapon. He has been tonight. As Inciarte bats, these 2 guys stacked together in the lineup presents problems too, and Nola's had some issues keeping them off the base. Inciarte's 1 for 2, Smith 1 for 2. And Ender bounced that off his body in the box. Ball and 2 strikes. That one backed up over the inside corner, and Inciarte disagreed. Five strikeouts for Aaron Nola, 2 outs.
The pitch has been backing up all night. A 2-seamer, and a good job by Rupp to frame it. Inciarte thought that it stayed inside. Pretty close. Good pitch.
Blowing away to Gordon Beckham, who singled in the Atlanta first. He's also struck out. Gordon has 9 hits on the road trip. And got hit with a breaking ball. So that helps. That brings up Freddie Freeman with another man aboard.
Yeah, and you know Nola doesn't want to make another mistake to him. He'd rather have Freddie leading off the inning.
So the Phillies will shift. It's Franco who will be the man on the First base side of second base. Galvis, the lone man between second and third for the Phillies. Freeman with 7 homers, 3 against Philadelphia pitching, including 1 in the third tonight. It's not been easy for Nola. He has only one 1-2-3 inning tonight.
Laid off the changeup. He's trying to run that fastball in on Freddie when he hit the homer. He just didn't locate it properly.
Towering fly ball to center. Odubel Herrera to his left, and that retires the side. A hit batsman extends the inning, but Freddie Freeman flies out. Home fifth coming up.
Freddie Freeman makes the Braves lead 2-1 going into the bottom of the 5th. And guys, we're going to try this again. Where there's food, there's Kelsey. You can guess what I spent my morning doing. I was making cheesesteaks. Yep, they put me to work over at Gino's and Pat's. I'm having a little issue over there. Now over at Pat's, they really did put me to work. You know, they had me serving the customers, and I think I did pretty good, and I liked it. I mean, Gino's was really good too. We tried it at both places, and when you come to Philadelphia, that's what you got to do. And we had a great time this morning doing it. Guys, I wish you could have came with us.
It looks like you've got the eating part down.
I always have the eating part down.
Which was
you can never question that.
Which was your favorite?
Yeah. Oh.
Because I mean, that's like, you know, Hatfields and McCoy's type stuff in Philadelphia, right?
You know, at Gino's, what they told us is they take pride in the tenderness of the ribeye that they use there. And what I liked over at Pat's, it was different. I got a different cheese. So I really can't compare the two because they were just different. But they were both so nice. I mean, but well,
you may have to go back tomorrow and have one of each again.
But when I went to Pat's, I said, put me to work. I'll do whatever. And man, they put me to work for like 15 minutes. And I learned you have to say wit or wit out.
Yeah.
I learned that, and I was putting onions and peppers and cheese, and I thought I was doing good, and then they took over and showed me how slow I was going.
Now, a couple of years ago, Kelsey, I think the Braves set the all-time visiting team cheesesteak eating record for a season series. I don't know what the number was.
Well,
It's over 100.
You guys didn't even have me on staff for that.
No.
So
I'm
it's a
talking
whole new ball game now, guys.
Well, I was talking about just the uniform staff down in the locker room. I mean,
I know. I'll
well
help.
over 100 cheesesteaks.
Oh, one other thing, I was thinking about Jen Hildreth when she came with us and tasted a cheesesteak, and we thought Jen can eat. Boy, she's not even in the same ballpark with old Kelsey.
Oh, I know. Where there's food, there's Kelsey. That's my life motto, I'm telling you.
We have the eating Olympics. You're a gold medalist. Way to go, kid. Nice
Yes.
job.
I appreciate your support.
Well, Scrapple's next on the menu. Let us know how that works out as Odubel Herrera takes strike. Right, Joe? I mean, she's all initiated in the Philly cheesesteak thing. Scrapple and Tasty Cakes, I think, is on the menu next.
I'll really be pulling for her on the scrapple. Good thing Kathy's not here.
Whistler's pitching a terrific game. Herrera's walked and struck out, and that's off the plate. 2-1 your count. And these two clubs so evenly matched. Identical team batting averages. Both have been outscored by their opponents this year. Neither team steals a lot of bases. In fact, the Phillies are 16 for 32 in steals this year. They have out-homered the Braves 31-16.
The difference is that when they win by a very slim margin, all those 1-run and 2-run games, and when they lose by a lot.
Not much mystery when things go bad for the Phillies. As we said, the Braves have been outscored by Philadelphia in the overall series this year by a grand total of 7 runs. Yet Atlanta has a -73 run differential. The Phillies are -29.
Thanks to all those close games when they win, and they've got a winning record, 24-17, a game out of first.
Nationals lead the division. The Phillies are 8-4 this year against Washington and New York.
If you throw it close, he will swing.
Lifted toward left, but Inciarte is there, and that's out number 2.
Nice comeback from a 3-1 count. Always seems like Inciarte is in the right place at the right time, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, the ball hit that hard and he's standing there. He's always in the right place.
And does little things really well. That deke. It didn't prevent runners from getting to second and third, but it made them think. In the early moments of tonight's game, he already has deked a Phillies base runner this year back in Atlanta. Got Carlos Ruiz on a double play at first. He's thrown out a couple of runners at the plate this year. He's going to be fun to watch. It's just a shame he missed so much time with that hamstring problem almost before the season was even started. He was hurt, pulled a hammy. To short, Ibar to his right, and a long throw from the grass, and Freeman with a stretch puts that away. 3 up, 3 down for a Whistler. We are through 5. Nats pitching a beauty on the road. 2-1 Atlanta leads it. Very much. Washington coming off a victory behind Steven Strasburg, who's now 7-0. Tanner Roark, as you said, has lost 5 straight head-to-head to the Marlins.
It's everybody else.
Yeah. So we'll keep you posted on the Nationals and the Marlins score as this one's 2-1 Atlanta in the 6th inning. Markakis 0 for 1 with a walk. And that one's lifted toward left. Goodell to his left, struggled a bit and caught that one chest high for the first out of the inning. Kelly Johnson's 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Kelly's not had a good hack at him tonight. Struck out on those breaking balls in the 2nd inning. And a little tapper comebacker his last time up. Don't know about that one.
He's been able to put it wherever he wants, though, most of the night. Phillies have an amazing stat on Aaron Nola in their notes. Opposing hitters have 7 hits in 76 at-bats and 80 plate appearances that have ended with a curveball this year. It has been a great out pitch for him, and it's been rated as the 6th best pitch in baseball this year. I don't know how they do that, but they say it's an obviously extremely above average pitch.
Well, I think some of it too comes from his arm angle. It's 3/4 arm angle, not right over the top like most curveballers. Got long legs. He doesn't really throw across his body, but high leg kick that is real close to throwing across his body once he strides to the plate. So all that motion, all that leg kick kind of gets you moving forward too early on the curveball. I know Paul Bird's proud of him since he's a Bayou Bengal.
Ground ball to first. Ryan Howard scoops that up, and that'll be the 2nd out of the inning. Of course, a man whose family name is Nola is going to pitch at LSU. Kelly's 0 for 3, 2 outs. Here's A.J. Pierzynski. Big series in the American League is going to get started tonight. Royals and the White Sox. White Sox lead 1-0 early on. Know about Chris Sale, a 9-0 record, a 1.58 ERA. As Joe said, I guess he's going to make the All-Star team this year. As AJ rips one down the line, and that's fair ball headed for the corner. And Burgess digs it out. AJ on his way to second, and the former White Sox has his first hit of the night. Sale's 1.58 ERA, though, isn't the lowest on his team. The man pitching tonight, Jose Quintana's 1.54.
Goodness.
For the White Sox.
Good turn there by AJ. Looking like he was looking for that fastball. And it came back to the inner corner of the plate and ripped it. Pitch around Ibar.
That's because the pitcher, Matt Whistler, is batting 8th tonight. And again, at the very least, the Braves will clear him. So we'll have 2 on, 2 out. We're in the top of the 6th. Joe and Chip with you. Kelsey Wingert along as well. Game 1 of 3 with the Phillies. Make note, tomorrow's a 3:05 first pitch start.
I know this is an intentional pass, but it marks his 2nd walk, and you got to go back to April 22nd, 5 starts ago, to find a 2-walk outing for Nola.
Again, what a wonderful accomplishment. What a weapon you have when you don't hurt yourself with base on balls at such a young age. Let's see, though, if Matt can make him pay for the pitch around. First and second. 2 outs, Braves by a run. Galvis at short. Flips to Hernandez, and the intentional walk strategy works for the Phillies. They'll have the middle of their order coming up against Matt Whistler in a 2-1 game. Game in Philadelphia as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Before the Phillies come up, let's take a look at tonight's Quicken Loans Rocket Arms.
Well, so far so good for both guys at keeping the score down. Matt Whistler gave up a run in the first inning, but he got a 2-run homer from Freddie Freeman to put him on top. Each has 5 strikeouts and pitching as we expected, tough.
Matt Whistler tonight has a chance to do something that no other Braves pitcher has done this year, and that is earn a second win. All 10 Atlanta wins this year have come from 10 different pitchers. That's only happened 3 other times in Major League history.
That is incredible.
Last team to do it, the 2012 Pirates, the 2008 Oakland A's, and the 1992 California Angels. But still a ways to go, and a tough inning ahead for Whistler, Franco, Howard, and Rupp in the Phillies' 6th. Whoa, that one got Ryan Howard.
Got him. Did he feel it?
Every time you see a ball hit toward an on-deck circle, you think about Juan Encarnacion. Cardinal outfielder who was hit in the face, and it ended his career. No swing.
Hit him right in the knee.
Popped him up. And Inciarte comes in to make the play. Nice communication. Franco's retired. He's 1 for 3.
Well, that scouting report we got on Franco when he was in Atlanta was he tries to hit a homer on every swing has been accurate. So it's pretty obvious since that line drive he hit in the first inning, they've tried to negate that by just trying to throw him off-speed stuff, breaking balls away. middle of the plate away, and he's still hacking at it and still trying to kill it.
That's rolled foul past first, and Howard's behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Ryan Howard's been one of the great Phillies in their franchise's history. Second in homers, second in Phillies RBIs, fourth in extra base hits, 8th in history in walks. He's 1 away from 7th place in that category. And 13 career grand slams, more than any other Philly.
13. Wow.
He didn't swing there. Of course, the homers and the RBIs. He's second to Mike Schmidt. He's played more games at first base than any other Philly in history. And in his prime, truly a great player. But he's 0 for 3 tonight as Whistler earns his 6th strikeout of the game. 2 up, 2 down. And Matt's retired 7 in a row. He's starting to feel it with a 2-1 lead. Here's Rupp. A strikeout and a single for the Phillies catcher so far.
Ryan Howard now with 365 homers in the big leagues. He had 112 of them in the minor leagues before he came up.
That ball's hammered towards center field. Malik Smith won't get it. That's going to bounce off the fence. And Rupp is on his way to second. He'll stand there with a 2-out double.
That's similar to how he hit that ball in the left center field gap at Turner Field to clear the bases when he won the ball game. This ball really jumped. Hanging breaking ball. He teed off on it. Fortunate that he hit it to the part of the ballpark that he did. So it's just a double and not a tying home run.
Galvis has a hit in 2 tries. He's got 4 hits in his last 11 at bats with a runner in scoring position. And he's knocked in 17 men this year, so be careful with Galvis. You've got Goodell next, then the pitcher spot.
Yeah, he was actually tied with Ryan Howard in RBIs until Howard picked up that run driven in the first inning.
So Howard has 18, Galvis 17. And you've got a big catcher running at second base. So Juan Samuel has to keep that in mind in case Galvis has a sharply hit base hit here. And AJ wants to talk about it with Matt Whistler, or maybe Whistler wanted to talk to AJ.
You know, behind in the count, got a base open. This guy's been so good, as you talked about, Chip, driving in runs. You don't want to make a mistake here. 2-0. You got the rookie outfielder on deck, who hasn't done anything tonight so far, but he has been a hot hand, but he is right-handed.
And I think Matt and AJ are thinking along with you.
And that may have been something AJ had to point out to Matt as they're going to put him on here, is that, yeah, I know you want to throw pitch A, but we're not going to throw pitch A because we're not going to give in to him here. We're not walking.
Yep, manage the game, manage the score. You got 2 on, 2 out. And here's Tyler Goodell. He is struck out and he's bounced to the mound. Whistler, remember, made the running grab on the infield and took it to the bag himself. So a righty-righty matchup. Goodell, though, has been swinging a hot bat. Not tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Good pitch. Target was inside. It was delivered there. Had something on it.
Rupp represents the tying run. Galvis the go-ahead run. And he didn't mean to, and that's fouled away in front of the Phillies dugout.
Boy, that's a huge break.
Ball 2. Instead, it's strike 2.
Yeah, puts the hitter in a completely different mindset. He's going to have a strike to play with. Had the ball not struck his bat, now he's got to guard the plate against anything close.
He thought about it.
Almost got him to go after. Pitcher on deck.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Last foul, that'll reach the seats. Phillies are playing a little short-handed in their outfield. Remember Cody Ashe? He's in the minor leagues rehabbing from injury. He will be back at some point for the Phillies, and they desperately need some outfield production other than Herrera. The corner outfielders have given us very little, even with Goodell's spurt of late. So another 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Nick Markakis in shallow right is there, and Whistler managed that inning exceptionally well. A 2-out double, an intentional walk, and a pop-out sends us to the 7th. Streaming sports service delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. So, Joe, here we go. Final 3 innings in Philadelphia. The matchup on the mound, exactly what we hoped it would be.
Close game. Braves have the lead. Both pitchers pitching well tonight. Wouldn't hurt to get a little insurance run or two for Matt Whistler coming down the stretch.
And Mallex Smith will get things started here in the 7th. Mallex had a bunt single and scored a run ahead of Freddie Freeman's 2-run homer. And that one slashed out of play. And a fan from Conshohocken can't find it.
Conchi.
It was right at his feet. He looked everywhere but there. But came up with a souvenir. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Conshohocken's right out there by Villanova. This whole area still reveling in Villanova's National Basketball Championship. Settle down, Ed.
Smith to Franco. Bobbled, kicked, picked, and threw it away. And that ends up in the camera well, and Mallex Smith is on his way to second. He'll stand there with nobody out. Second error of the night for Miguel Franco.
He had backed up a little bit. He was about even with the bag, but still had very little reaction time to this and knocked it down. Just couldn't pick it up on the first grab and then just fired it over there. Heads up, Eddie.
Eddie's wishing he had his catcher's gear on over there.
At least a chest protector, something.
So there's that big insurance run you're asking for, and a man that can handle the bat. Ender Inciarte coming up.
Get him over. Get him in.
That at bat by Smith, another example of how speed impacts the game. Anyone else, and Franco might have had a chance to get him on a bang-bang play. His haste cost him a base. And now Inciarte digs in. It's outside of the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The Phillies bullpen is stirring. So is the Braves. Inciarte with a bunt. It's foul though. Even count. Elvis Arrojo is the first man up for the Phils.
If he's going to bunt, I'd want him to bunt wherever he's most comfortable bunting. If it's to first, then bunt it to first. Ryan Howard's not going to be able to come in and get the ball before Mallex Smith can get to third base.
Ripped towards second. A look to third by Hernandez, but no chance to get Smith. And Ender Inciarte will get a high five when he gets to the Braves dugout. Runner at third, 1 away for Gordon Beckham.
2 outstanding things happened there. One, of course, the line shot to the right side. But watch Mallex. There was just a brief hesitation to make sure the ball was going to bounce first, and then a quick decision to cross over and get over there, because that ball was hit hard. Good base running, great execution by Inciarte.
So the key man in the inning is Gordon Beckham. Infield in for him, and he bloops it over short. A broken bad hit, and Atlanta cashes in a 3rd run.
Boy, will they do that. After yesterday, all those flares that were dropped in for RBIs by the Pirates. So a 2-base throwing error got him over, and a bloop got him in. That was wonderful.
So Mallex Smith has scored 2 runs tonight, giving him 15 on the year. That's the 2nd most on the team. And now a meeting on the mound as the Phillies find themselves behind by a 3-1 score.
It's Bob McClure, the pitching coach.
Atlanta trailed 1-0 after 2 until Freddie Freeman stepped up with our Toyota key play of the game.
Fastball that ran back over the middle of the plate, and Freddie launched it. I mean, a pop bottle rocket into the right field seats.
Another shift for the Braves first baseman. His curveball's so good, they might be able to tell the hitter it's coming, and they may not have much luck hitting.
It's true.
That's really impressive. But Whistler's outpitched him tonight. Phillies have a run on 5 hits. The Braves have 3 runs on 6 hits. Philadelphia has committed the game's only errors.
I think that's a high target again from Rupp. Yep.
And up and under the chin. Freddie turned away from it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don't go up there.
I mean, that was headed in a bad place.
You know how a hitter likes to answer a pitch like that. So Freddie can take one right back up the middle. 2 balls and a strike. 9 o'clock here in Philly. The Braves lead 3-1. Our first visit to Citizens Bank Park.
Soft. Good time here for Nola to try that 2-seamer that comes back. Pretty steady pitch count except for the 3rd inning when he gave up that 2-run homer.
Swing and a miss at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And Freeman's retired for out number 2.
Had him, reaching for that changeup, reaching for the breaking ball. And this was not just his ordinary 2-seamer coming back. They elevated it. High target. And that's where he wanted it, and the one that got away from him and almost hit Freddie. But elevated it above his hands where he couldn't catch up.
I'll bet 90 looked like 95.
Yeah. Especially after that soft stuff.
So a big pitch for Nola. He now will face Nick Markakis, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Nola had allowed 3 earned runs to the Braves in his career coming into tonight's play. He's given up 3 runs tonight. High fly ball left. Goodell going back at the track. He can't get it. Nick Markakis has hit his first homer of the year. And the Braves have 2 2-run bombs tonight in Philly. And the lead is now 5-1. Braves in the 7th.
That one was up and running away from him. And do you know who called this homer tonight? John Capalella. Walking in with him tonight into the ballpark, he said, I think tonight is the night that Nick Markakis gets his first homer. He's a prophet.
Yes, he is. And Matt Whistler, who gets no run support, has gotten 5 tonight. And he leads the game 5-1 here in the 7th inning. A 3-run Braves outburst. Phillies are letting Nola continue on here. His spot's due first in the bottom of the inning. He allowed 3 homers all year. Braves have touched him for 2 tonight. And a comebacker will retire the side. The Braves get 3 runs, 2 hits, a costly error, and Nick Markakis has hit his first homer. It's time to stretch. At Turner Field when the Braves take on the Marlins and the Giants Friday, May 27th through Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th. Don't miss the Chipper and Freddie ATV bobblehead on the 28th and Chris Stapleton on the 29th. Go to Braves.com/tickets today. Well, how about the Braves? Starting this road trip, the Atlanta Braves had a grand total of 9 homers. With Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis going deep tonight, they've hit 8 on this road trip.
A big breakout.
And now Matt Whistler has a 4-run lead entering the home 7th, and it's David Lowe to lead things off. He'll bat for Aaron Nola, who went 7 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Lowe pops it up toward left, and Ciarte will have an easy can of corn to catch, and he does. Only 2 of the 5 runs allowed by Nola are earned tonight. And Ed tells us he'd only allowed 6 runs in his last 5 starts. The Braves have cooled a red-hot pitcher so far in Game 1.
Yeah, you got to go back to April 16th. To find a start where he gave up a ton of runs, and that was against Washington in his worst start of the year, where he allowed 7. After that's when he got on his roll until tonight.
One out. Peter Borges. Crowd of 27,257. A little quiet now. That's just how the Braves like it on the road. There's still some woofing going on, but that's because it's Bark in the Park night. Out of play, foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Peter Borges. Again, if the Braves come to Philadelphia and sweep the Phillies, they'll head home with a 5-5 road trip.
Not bad.
So take care of them 1 game at a time. Whistler's doing his job in fine fashion in Game 1. Borges drills one well foul and out of play. Two and two. Pittsburgh's winning again. They're beating the Rockies 2-1. That's Garrett Cole on the mound for the Pirates. Swing and a miss. That takes care of Borges. 7 strikeouts for Whistler tonight. He's had a pretty good breaking ball too.
I was just going to say, we've been talking about Nola's curveball. How about this one? It's a different angle. It's more over the top and a downer. And boy, is it good. Started it at the middle of the plate. Got him to commit to swing, and then he couldn't reach it.
And that's going to be the final pitch of the night for Matt Whistler. Back-to-back 7 strikeout performances on the road trip, and a big pat on the back from Braves manager Brian Snitker. Atlanta 5, Phillies 1. Atlanta's in the bullpen with the bases empty.
Is sponsored by Georgia Power and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
This is a beautiful city. At night, there's Broad Street, City Hall in downtown Philadelphia, where the Braves lead 5-1 in the 7th inning. Matt Whistler done after 95 pitches, 6 2/3 innings worth of work. He'll give way to left-hander Hunter Cervenka.
With all due respect to Hunter Cervenka, I'm surprised to see him in the ballgame. 2 outs in the 7th, and with Whistler due up 3rd in the 8th inning, I thought he'd finish the inning and then be pinch hit for if need be, but only 95 pitches for Whistler, and he was dealing.
Well, maybe a chance for Hunter to get on a hot streak again. It has been a road trip where he's been hit pretty hard. He has pitched 2 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk. And he's assigned to Dubal Herrera, who's 0 for 2 with a walk in the game.
I have to remind myself too that it's a 4-run lead now and not a 2-1 game after the Braves put 3 on the board. So some extra breathing room here for the bullpen. Great job by Matt.
Will try to become the first Brave pitcher this year with more than 1 win. He's got an excellent shot at it. No balls and a strike. And that's low and away, even count. That slap toward left. Inciarte on the run. Got there at the line. I didn't think he had a chance to get there.
He's amazing. Left, right, center, doesn't matter. He
And
catches everything. He just wants the fans to catch it.
Great grab. That sends us to the 8th. Tonight, good pitching, good defense, and long balls for the Braves tonight.
All those A's on the caps across there. Whistler with a big night. Freeman and Markakis with 2-run homers. And they did some real damage against one of the hottest pitchers in the National League, Aaron Nola.
So it's Elvis Araujo time for the Phillies, his 16th game.
A lot of walks. 9 walks in 10 innings. Low to mid-90s fastball and a slider.
A.J. Pierzynski leads off. He's got a double tonight, and he's going to roll over to first. Elvis to the bag. There's out number 1. Stay with us for Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. Jerome and Nick Green are standing by in our Atlanta studios. We'll recap tonight's action. Brian Snitker will have his press conference from the locker room. We'll hear from the players, and I'm sure Matt Whistler too, as he leads game 1 by a 5-1 score. Araujo gave up a run to the Braves in Atlanta. He's now pitched 2 innings in 3 games against the Braves this year. And a strike to Ibarra.
Pretty much steps right at the Phillies dugout on the first base side and then delivers to the plate.
That's to third. Franco knocked it down, through to first, and not in time. Franco needs a new glove and maybe a hug. He has had a rough night at third base. That's 3 errors for him.
He'd only made 2 all year. He's had trouble to his backhand tonight.
Are the Phillies considering challenging the call at first? Sam Holbrook is looking into the Philadelphia dugout. Larry Boa is talking with the Phillies replay group, and apparently the Phillies are going to question the call at first base. Safer out.
Well, I think he's out on that one. Good stretch by Ryan Howard. That time you could see the glove reverberate, if you will, from the catch before the foot hit the bag.
And Franco is hoping that this call is overturned because that would save him a third error. And it is overturned. So 2 are out. And Jeff Francoeur grabs the bat. He'll come on and pinch hit. Jeff coming off a 3-hit night last night. And a nice round of applause for the former Philly, Jeff Francoeur. Jeff has 7 hits on the trip, including 2 homers. This is why the Braves brought Jeff back to Atlanta. He is wearing out left-handed pitchers. He's hitting .326 against them.
Really swinging more aggressively. That was evident in Pittsburgh. And you're right. Pinch hitting, starting against lefties, whatever the case might be.
Full count for Francoeur, who had a memorable year for the Phillies last year. Put up some terrific numbers. Jeff even got to pitch in a game for the Phillies last year.
Yeah, a little more than he wanted.
And he draws a walk. Thataway, Jeff. There's that base on balls from Rojo you were talking about. And for Francoeur, that's his 5th walk. And Malik Smith is the hitter. Malik has scored 2 of the Braves' 5 runs.
That single was a bunt single.
Alex was originally called out on that play. It was challenged. He was ruled safe. And then 3 hitters later, Freddie Freeman hit a 2-run homer that put the Braves in front to stay.
Malik's splits against left-handers. Kind of the opposite of Francoeur's. He's wearing out right-handers and struggling against these guys.
Francoeur's going, and Smith fouled it away.
Freddie Galvis probably said, "What are you doing?" Made Jeff laugh.
Eddie Perez might be saying the same thing. But with a lead like this, you can allow Malik to stay in the game. You're going to anyway for defensive purposes,
right.
But this is one of those learning situations for Malik, who hung in there pretty well on that pitch.
Had the right idea. Malik did about trying to go the other way. Still is.
To short. And the step on the bag by Galvis, who made Francoeur run all the way to the bag. That earned a smile. Plenty of smiles on the Braves bench, leading 5-1. Grammy Award winner Chris Stapleton has taken the country music scene by storm, and he's coming to Turner Field Sunday, May 29th for a free post-game concert, all part of the Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines Summer Concert Series. Go to Braves.com/concerts and get your tickets today. The Philly fans are crying over their tasty cakes tonight. It's 5-1 in the 8th. Bud Norris grabs a baseball. He'll be the third Atlanta pitcher. Some talk, Joe, that maybe Bud Norris would get the ball here Sunday. I would assume that this outing is going to eliminate that possibility.
I would think so. Bud's actually done a real good job out of the bullpen. Worked in long relief and relief of that game the other night for Aaron Blair. He went 3 innings, 5 hits, gave up just 1 run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. But he's been very effective in long relief for the Braves.
And he'll have Cesar Hernandez to tangle with here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hernandez is the only Philly to score tonight. The bunt try will stay foul. No balls and a strike. Williams Perez and Adam Morgan get after it here tomorrow afternoon. It's a day game. Braves live at 2:30 Eastern time. First pitch at 3:05.
Weather permitting.
Yeah, it's supposed to get nasty, huh?
Uh-huh.
Nothing in 2. That was almost an AJ's glove.
I mean, it was almost an AJ's glove and him handing it back to the umpire to get a new baseball.
AJ's running out of fingers. Now Bud's found one he likes, and here it comes. And it's a bouncing ball to second. And Hernandez is the first out. Franco's 1 for 3 at the plate. He's about 1 for 3 at third base. A couple of errors for the young Phillies third baseman. He did have a first inning double. against Matt Whistler, who just joining us through 95 pitches, struck out 7 over 6 2/3 innings of work.
I mean, that helmet almost flies off on every swing, Chip.
Ryan Howard is next. Full count. Gwinnett's playing in Charlotte tonight. Jace Peterson just hit a triple with the bases loaded. That sounds like the old Jace Peterson.
Yeah, it's the truth. Load him up for him.
Ground ball to third. Beckham's got it. Franco broke his bat, and there's out number 2.
Good pitch. Full count, off-speed pitch. Well done.
With a young pitching staff, innings like these gobbled up by Bud Norris are critically important. You just don't know yet on a day-to-day basis what you're going to get out of your starting pitcher.
This is not normally an inning for him. You know, he's a long guy and has been, but Ogando and Grilli both threw full innings last night. Eric O'Flaherty threw an inning plus last night.
So we'll see if Bud can finish it off for Atlanta, as Ryan Howard greets him with an 0 for 3 night and an RBI. .96 miles an hour on that fastball. .95, and Howard fouled it away. 2-1.
He was late on it. Bud Norris has never pitched for the Braves until this year, but Ryan Howard's got numbers like that against a lot of Braves pitchers.
51 homers in his career. How many did you say?
365.
Think about that. All the teams in the National League and the American League. And Ryan Howard's hit 51 of his home runs against the Braves. And oh, by the way, 149 runs batted in. Full count.
If he hits the ball to Kelly Johnson in this shift, Kelly's going to have to get a crow hop like an outfielder. He might have to throw one hopper to first base. He's so deep.
Can you blame him with Ryan Howard up there?
Well, I'm sure Freddie would like to be out there that far, but he's got to cover the bag.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch.
They're staying with the fastballs because they don't want to throw something that will speed up his bat. In other words, if he's kind of got a slider speed swing working right now, don't throw him a slider. He hasn't caught up to the fastball yet. Bud shook off the slider. Here we go.
And Howard takes ball 4 low. So the inning continues. Howard's at first for Cameron Rupp. There are 2 outs in the inning.
It's good at bat by Howard.
Rupp has a multi-hit game for the Phillies. He's singled, doubled, and struck out. In fact, he's the only Philly who can say he had more than 1 hit against Matt Whistler tonight. A strike. Braves want to win this series, quite obviously. The Phillies have been winning series with regularity. They've won 7 of their last 8 series this year. Swing and a miss. Phillies have beaten the Marlins in series twice, the Reds, the Braves. They swept Cleveland. They've swept Washington, and they beat Milwaukee.
That'll get you up near the top of the division.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes. AJ tried to steal one for Bud, didn't get the call. It's 1-2.
Good fastball tonight for Bud.
It's far enough, as you have said so often. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2.
Grounded to short. And that is going to retire the side. Good inning of work for Bud Norris. This game heads to the 9th. Braves 5, Phillies 1 in game 1. Roy Halladay. It's time for tonight's SunTrust Moments That Matter, and Freddie Freeman loves hitting here in Philly.
First career homer.
As Freeman jumps on the first pitch, and he launches a tape measure shot deep to right and gone. His first career homer against Roy Halladay. Nate McLeod to Peter Moylan.
He was hot.
Yes, he was.
What a thrill, though. He'll remember forever off a great pitcher.
I was going to say, you always remember your first home run, and that it came against a guy as accomplished as Roy Halladay, as great a competitor as he was. That's got to mean that much more for Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, it was not a wall scraper. It was out over that corner of the bleachers out in deep right center at the 398 mark. Ninth game for Oberholzer, who's kind of like their sixth starter.
Two or more innings in 7 of his 8 appearances this year, and is averaging nearly 3 innings per appearance. As he gets a strike by Inciarte, 2-1 is your count.
Ender doesn't have a base hit tonight, but he, you see there, reached on an error, and also, and I thought that should have been a base hit. Did a good job to get a runner over after Malik Smith reached on an error and got to second base with nobody out in the 7th. That set up Beckham's RBI single.
And a leadoff walk in the 9th. So Inciarte's aboard for a second time in the game. And that'll bring up Gordon Beckham. 2 hits for the Braves third baseman, a run and an RBI.
Vizcaino threw an inning and a third 2 days ago, but did not pitch last night, so he should be okay. Not a save situation coming up in the bottom of the 9th, but these days they're all save situations
in this ballpark especially.
Yes, yeah.
That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. First final is in National League play. The Pirates win again. They beat the Rockies 2-1 behind Garrett Cole. Pirates have won 8 in a row over the Rockies, who are now a game under 500 at 20-21. Mets have just beaten Milwaukee 3-2. Steven Matz started that game for the Mets. That's a huge sigh of relief for New York.
Good for them.
Chris Carter hit a home run for Milwaukee, his 13th. And 8 of his 13, Joe, have gone to straightaway center field.
He's a big guy.
And we will see the Brewers when we finish up this road trip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now 2-1. Arizona leads in St. Louis 4-1. Diamondbacks can't win at home, but trying to win behind Patrick Corbin at Busch Stadium tonight. It's an amazing stat on the Cardinals today. We saw this when the Redbirds were in Atlanta, how many issues they've had defensively this year. The St. Louis Cardinals have played 18 games when they have not committed an error. They're 9-9. When they make 1 or more errors, they're 13-10. How weird is that?
It's crazy. And they've made a ton of them.
36.
More than the Braves. Braves have only made 33.
So Carlos Martinez on the short end of a 5th inning decision in St. Louis at the moment. Beckham skies that one out of play. It's now a full count. Cubs are in San Francisco tonight. Arrieta will face the red hot Giants and Jake Peavy. The Reds leading Seattle 3-1 in the 6th. The Mariners lead the American League West. The Reds just got bombarded by Cleveland in a 4-game interleague series. Getting a well-pitched ball game, which has not happened very often for them this year. The drive foul by Beckham. It's still 3-2.
Oberholzer's not overpowering. He's 89 to 91, somewhere in that range. Has a curveball, a very good changeup, and just a rare slider.
Runner goes, pitch popped up. Ryan Howard at first base is there and puts the squeeze on that. 1 on, 1 out. Freddie Freeman's coming up. His special day comes on May 28th. First 20,000 fans who attend at Turner Field get the giveaway of the year, a Chipper Rescues Freddie ATV bobblehead. Get yours at braves.com/tickets. Saturday, May 28th.
There's a good curve. Just try to take him the other way, Freddie. Nobody over on the left side.
Freddie took a high fastball for a strike. It's 0-2. He does take one the other way and hits it deep to left, and it's gone. Freddie Freeman with his second 2-run homer of the night.
He didn't do anything really to get him off that outer part of the plate. He threw a fastball up that was called a strike that Freeman didn't like, but he just kept throwing that breaking ball, showing it to him, showing it to him. And then something else away. It might have been a fastball away, and Freddie launched it. Two opposite field homers by the Braves left-handed hitters tonight.
Nick Markakis hit the other. 7th career multi-homer game for Freddie Freeman, and the Braves have a laugher in Philadelphia. 7-1 in the 9th. Markakis takes a strike. It's an even count. That's not surprising considering the short porch in left. And the Braves 9 home runs all year, have hit 9 home runs in the first 7, make it 8 games of this road trip. Counting tonight.
Well, the last 5 games.
Right.
They didn't hit any in Kansas City.
Right. That's scorched foul. Out of play.
That home run to left reminds me of what Ryan Howard does to the Braves a lot. Hitting those high drives to left field here that drop in the bleachers.
Sharply hit toward Hernandez at second from the outfield grass. He'll make the throw. There's the second out. Long hitting for Oberholzer. Braves have touched him for 2 runs in the 9th. Kelly Johnson's coming up. One ball, no strikes. In at the knees. Royals lead the White Sox 3-1 in the 6th inning. Kansas City trying to chase down Chicago. They're 4.5 back at the start of tonight's play. They've got the White Sox 7 times head-to-head before the end of the month.
Well, they're going to see Chris Sale at some point, but they caught a break on this series that he pitched yesterday, so they missed him his turn.
And they're beating Quintana tonight, the man that has a better ERA than Chris Sale so far this year. Toronto 7-1 over Minnesota in the 6th. Texas 2-0 over Houston. Rangers appear to be on their way to getting a new ballpark already in Arlington. A retractable roof stadium is in the works to replace Globe Life Field. Kelly broke his bat, pops out to second, and that will retire the side. A big night for Braves first baseman Freddie Freeman. A pair of 2-run homers. This one in the 9th off Brett Oberholzer. Braves 7, Phillies 1. Game 1 late. Memorial Day weekend at Turner Field with us. The Marlins and Giants are coming town Friday, May 27th through Memorial Day, Monday, May 30th. We told you before about the Chipper and Freddie ATV bobblehead on the 28th. Chris Stapleton performs after the game on the 29th. You won't want to miss that. And off we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Alexi Ogando is coming on to pitch.
It was pretty cool today, the release the Braves had about the Battery Atlanta, with some additions, announcing some additions to some restaurants and activities that are going to be down there, including Wahlburger, the Wahlberg family, and was it King Bowl?
Yep.
Bowling house. That's cool. And Live, another eatery, I think, and entertainment center. Cool places coming in.
I can see it now. Our crew competition will be in place. We can have a hamburger eating competition at Wahlburgers, followed by the always popular Bolero bowling tournament right there at the Battery.
I think it's on.
Alexio Gondo will try to finish things off for the Braves. He's got Freddie Galvis up there. Galvis has singled, walked, and struck out.
Gondo worked an inning last night, gave up a hit, but zeros across otherwise.
That's popped over the Braves dugout left side, and that'll ricochet around. And that young lady came up with a souvenir. Nice job. Just a few ticks away from 10 o'clock here in Philadelphia, where the Braves have hit 3 homers in support of Matt Whistler, who usually gets very little run support. That was not a problem for him. He gave up a first inning run. Then the Braves came roaring back to take a 7-1 advantage. If this score holds, it'll be the 3rd time this year the Braves have won a game where the opponents have scored first. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at 95 miles an hour. 1 away.
The thing about Matt's game tonight is that he only had a 2-1 lead until the 7th when the Braves broke it open. An RBI hit from Beckham and a 2-run homer from Markakis.
Tyler Goodell is the hitter. He'd been hot coming in. The Braves have cooled him off in his first 3 trips in this series. He's 0 for 3. We'll get our first look at Tommy Joseph, it appears. He's in the on-deck circle with Goodell up there.
Good slider. Threw it at the outside corner. Made it look like a pitch he could hit, and then it disappeared. Oh.
Fox Tracks said it was a strike. Wide over first. Goodell has an opposite field hit. And Tommy Joseph is coming up with a man aboard in the ninth. Joseph hits for Oberholzer. He was called up on Friday when Darren Ruff went back to AAA. His first big league hit on May 16th against Adam Conley. It was a single. His first home run came here on the 17th against Wei-Yin Chen. 6 homers, 17 RBIs, and a .347 average at AAA. A former catcher who had been plagued by concussion problems. They've moved him to first base. One ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss. Joseph, born in Phoenix in 1991, was the centerpiece of the Hunter Pence deal in 2012. Nate Schierholtz, Seth Rosen, and Tommy Joseph for Hunter Pence.
Tell you what, in an era where power is hard to find and big bodies like this are hard to find at the big league level or close to it, Phillies have almost cornered the market. Howard, Joseph, Ruff, they got some big dudes.
This guy wasn't on their 40-man roster. Anybody could have had him. But maybe those concussion problems scared teams away. Well, he went down to AAA and hit everything in sight, and here he is. And maybe Joseph will be the heir apparent for Ryan Howard. Only time will tell. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As he takes his stance, he reminds me of Pat Burrell.
Really? I got it.
Full count. Didn't get a breaking ball, and that takes care of Joseph. There's the second out. 2 strikeouts for Alexio Gondo. And Andres Blanco is going to get a pinch hit appearance. Nice story on Blanco in the Philadelphia newspapers today. Pete McCannon was singing his praises, not only about how good he's been off the bench, but how he's really been a mentor to many of these young Philadelphia players. They like him a lot.
Called him super sub.
(7-1) Braves lead it. And that's slashed out of play for a strike. Blanco made his major league debut 12 years ago. Last year, career highs in games, hits, homers, RBIs, runs, total bases. He's been an extra base hitting machine this year, but not this time. It's popped up. Who wants it? It's going to be AJ, who threw the mask away at the last moment.
Caught one.
He caught one. And the Braves have beaten the Phillies by a final score of 7-1.
It was close, but he caught it.
Only AJ. The Braves hit 3 2-run homers tonight. Matt Whistler got a lot of runs late, and the Braves take care of business and celebrate a big catch and a big win. 7-1 is your final. First 3-homer game for the Braves this year. Hopefully a sign of even better things to come. Back to recap it after this.